good morning there. You're watching QTV this morning, and I am your host, Jenna Bosonko, with my amazing co-host here, Ibrahim Abalde. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, it's good to be here, Jenna.
Yes.
I didn't see our one-stop water solution thing today.
One-stop water solution is still with us.
Yes. Yes. I was wondering what happened.
No. One-stop water solution is still with us. Okay. Like I always say, you know, they're still with us, and the ones that left, I don't want to give them a mention anymore. So they know themselves, you know, they have to come back, get that contract and be part of this program. You know, are you cooking in the morning? Are you driving? What do you do in the morning? We get to accompany you, you know, in a fun, entertaining as well as an educative way. So that's what we do here. So yeah, One Stop Water Solution is still here. Before the program ends, I'm sure we'll see the advert come in. Exactly. So as usual, we have the African proverb this morning, and as well as a newspaper review. And we are joined already by our guest here, Mar Nyang. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, always willing to be here with us. We appreciate that.
It's always a pleasure. I'm always also looking forward to having, very fruitful conversation with both of you.
Yeah.
And I have to be frank, I do enjoy your sessions.
Yes, it's a family now. It's a family. And moving on Community Watch, the Gambia Autism Awareness Week 2022 is here, and we'll be joined by the founder as well as the PRO of the Gambia Autism Society. I think the advocacy still needs to continue because the understanding is still less. That is why we have the Autism Society here. That is meant to help us understand some of the work that they're doing, how far they've gone. We want to know the level of the advocacy. We want to measure that because, you know, when you talk to people, they yet to understand what autism is, what causes it, how do you have to deal with individuals or children who are dealing with it. So to help us further understand that, we'll be joined by the Gambia Autism Society. I can remember yearly, I interview them, I attend their Autism Week. And one thing they always stress to me is the fact that they're looking forward to having a center where they can accommodate children with autism and make them understand that it is normal to be autistic, and you can do things, you can fly. You know, it's okay to be autistic and have big dreams. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. And moving on, obviously, we're still in the election cycle, so you'll be hearing us talking about these things here and there. We'll be joined by the Inter-Party Committee Women's Wing, and they'll be talking about National Assembly elections and some of the work that they've been doing in their respective committees across the country, educating individuals as to, you know, having confidence in the female candidates, and the list goes on. But obviously we'll go beyond that. So we'll be joined by representatives from there, the co-chairpersons of the Women's Wing Inter-Party Committee. And on Click segment, Buba Fati, as usual, will be here to take us through what is happening in the world of entertainment. So what is our African proverb, Ibrahim?
Oh, yeah. All right. Welcome back. And once more, smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors.
Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. What does it tell you? Or you want me to go first?
Well, this time I will go first. Allow me.
And the whole of this week you will go first.
Allow me to jump on this one.
And the whole of this week you will go first.
Yes, from my understanding, smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. I mean, no matter how smooth the sea is, I mean, no matter how stable the sea is, you must learn the skill to become a very good sailor. I mean, otherwise you won't be able to. I mean, you need to learn certain things. You know, I don't know if you agree or not.
I do not agree.
Okay. I'm not very good at proverbs. Okay?
I'm not even close to agree.
Okay.
So I don't know if Mar agrees. Well, but I do not.
Okay.
I don't.
Maybe you have
the thing is,
you have a better.
My interpretation of this is smooth seas. Obviously, the sea sometimes there's high tide, there's low tide. Sometimes it's just rough. So it needs to be rough. The sea needs to be rough to ensure that an individual is a good sailor. It needs to be rough for you to sail and reach your destination for us to say you are a good sailor. Because when it's smooth and you sail on it, some Jenna Bosonko or some Mar Nyang can do it. some Ibrahima Balde can do it.
Well, I think we are all saying the same
No,
thing here.
no, no.
Maybe. Maybe si déggin bi la. Why Sone Smooth Seas do not make skillful sailors. When the sea is smooth, you cannot know if this guy is a good sailor or not. Understand?
Yeah, why?
So we are all, you know, there are many ways to kill a rat. I mean, mun nga ko tiye nga rendi, mun nga ko dur mu dee, mun nga ko.
Bana da Mar, mu change na wax bi.
No, we are all coming to the same thing.
Change na wax bi. Why? What is your interpretation?
Well, my interpretation is going to be this: if you have everything ready-made for you, you're not going to be able to know the hardship that life brings in.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, when you don't have those silver plate on your table, you wouldn't know how to go and fight for it.
You wouldn't.
So one needs to learn it the rough way in order for you to be able to get it the easy way at the end of the day. So nu ma koy interpréter mooy ku xamul jafe-jafe daal. Number one, doo mun a am yërmande ñeneen ñi nga xamante ne ñu ngay daar through jafe-jafe. Ba pare tamit boo ko amee tamit alal bi nga xamante ne da nga ko accumulate the easy way doo ko manage noo ko war a manager. Because yow xamuloo naka nga ko amee kon naka tudda gis nañ ñi nga xamante ne moom dañoo toog ñu ne suma anti daf ma war a jox lii suma anti daf ma war a kooku mu laay yónni ba nga dem ba mag dem nga ba mag war a am njaboot mënuloo fit sa own njaboot mënuloo takka tamit because waaye yow the sea was smooth for you always daf day ñëw si yow in the easy way léegi nag naka tudda the sea is rough xamuloo da ngay seelee so one need to learn how to sail by yourself.
Man sometimes maar daf ma dee jaaxal su ma déggee nit ko wax ne I'm from a good background so worriwuma.
Yeah.
Maar man loolu it's funny because at the end of the day yow soo jógee si good background so it's about you as an individual. What do you do that makes you feel good and you want to wake up every morning to do it and it yields something?
Yeah.
It's more of that than having to taalal sa loxo bi every morning for someone to give you, even if it's your parent at the end of the day. Comme duma dee just mën a digest loolu noonu.
Definitely xam nga tamit naka tudda loolu lu ko dee waral xam nga boo demee ba gis ne yow sa parents ñu lay defar everything foog naa ñun tamit suñu parents yeneen saa yi dañ dee mun na joloxal a bit du gaay yow mun nga pampa sa doom waaye tamit yow da nga war a calculate ne in the long run yow doo fi nekk mun alal bi tamit is just temporal so ak loo munti am gis nañ ñi nga xamante ne fii nii am neen alal bu du jeex waaye seen doom yi dañ leen di yóbbu si ay boarding school wala ñu yóbbu leen si naka tudd skill center lu nekk jafe-jafe bu nekk la gaay di go through pour ñu mun a xam ñu am life lessons nga gis yow soo magee di nga mun a am how to fend for yourself so foog naa nit ñi daal dañu war a jóg mun na xeexal sa bopp in fact yow li nga am li nga liggéey soo ko at the end of the day kon lu gars yi ku liggéey weer bi dee ñu fee la buñ la fayee at least nu mu tuuti da ngaa kontaan ne lii ma maa ko liggéey dan ba pare tamit sa loxo yow yaa gën ki nga xamante ne moom always dafa naan nii yaa nga understand so foo leen munti dem yow mun ngaa wax ne man suma lii maa ko liggéey
ba pare maar xam nga man nan laa bàyyi xel man su ma dee go over individuals who we all talk about individuals yi nga xam ne ñun ñëpp inspire nañ ñu xam nga they have all their motivational quotes and all of that dama gis ne all these people seen lives weren't smooth loolu laa bàyyi xel so man when I go through certain things I ask myself Nelson Mandela wala xëj na keneen ak keneen you know koo xam ne man they look up to the person or have used that person's quotation to inspire other people one way or the other ñoom fu ñu go way through lii kon man tam naa
xanaa xamuloo ne it's a good feeling nga feel ne man maa liggéey lii man maa ñaxali maa def lii gisuloo ma man si weekend bi gis nga maa ngi paint you've seen me painting right waaw dama feel ne I have to do this at least su ma toogee ma xool paint bi dama xam ne lii man maa ko defal suma bopp you know and it's a very very good feeling waaye comme nuñ ko waxee soo gisee sometimes yeneen things yi naxari si dëkk bi ñu bëri dañ depend dañoo toog rek I mean because am nga a very good family background ñooñu di la jox so time dina ñëw you don't know ndax dina naxari su naxaree rek you know daf dee difficult so
yow lan nga ñu mën a jox ban exemple nga ñu mën a jox yow boo xam ne yow you had to go through something hard pour nga mën a àgga fii tey just one maybe when you were younger or something
well I mean it's a lot of I mean su ma la joxee sample yi dafa bëri waaw man bu ma jeexalee school you know I had everything at home because dama nekk koo xam ne dama dëkk ak suma family suma parents yi alhamdulillah and ñun suñ dad is a person bi nga xam ne moom du dee laajte comme yow yaa war a def lii or lii understand moom he can provide for everybody waaye man I have to take that risk ma dem toog base because you know what I wanted to improve my media skills moo nekk buñ ma posté base you know so nekk naa base 5 years you know maa ngi jàngale maa ngi si radio bi di jànga you know with all that struggle métti woon na trop xam nga suñ ne base nit ñi ñu ne di hit understand nga ba pare nga disconnect ak sa family bi for a very long time so when I came at least loolu tam improve nama dimbale nama so that's a sample.
Yeah, so Mar, how about you? Is there something you want to share?
Well, a lot, like Bale said. I mean, growing up in a country that is built in this way, we all have gone through a lot of things that make us to have that perseverance. But I think the examples are really a lot, but one thing I can tell my small papa luma jangal, right after high school, all the privileges that I have stopped. Right, and what he was teaching me
our
is that
producer is in front of our
the camera and we saw you.
Call and give you Mariama, suñ producer bi.
Yeah,
definitely. Right after high school and studies, all the privilege that I used to have, it all stopped. Now I have to learn how to get it my way. So that actually make me to be, you know, to work harder for myself and then have a bigger ambition than just waking up ndeki so I mean, it might not be the perfect example. There's a lot that sometimes you don't want to talk about, but
yes,
really.
Exactly. So what about you, Jay?
For me, I don't know. It's like you guys said, it's like a lot of things, but obviously there's just some part of it that you can't talk about. But I think mainly it was the fact that I didn't have like my mom and my dad around me as I was growing up because my grandma raised me. So I think that was really part of the difficult things because no matter what, you know, in as much as my grandma was like my mom's mom, but still, you know, you want to feel around the parents and all of that. So I think for me, that was one thing that was hard, the fact that I had to grow up without them. But alhamdulillah, like you all said, we're here and we are trying by all means to push and get somewhere. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it always leads you to somewhere. I mean, it's a matter of just taking that big sacrifice.
Right.
It's not easy. Sometimes sacrifices can even cost you a whole lot of stuff. You know, now we have the newspapers here.
Yeah,
Janaba.
so while we have the newspapers here, we will now go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will delve into that. We'll be right back.
Light. From the beginning of time, light has been there.
It is integral to our survival and to our way of living.
We need light to work,
to build,
to grow things, and even to see our loved ones.
Light makes things easier and better.
So QCell has changed the way you buy Q-Power to make it easier and more accessible.
You can now access the same service quickly and get your Cash Power tokens instantly with the new QCell Q-Power code.
To light up your world, simply dial *363#.
With a touch of your fingers,
with ease and convenience from the comfort of your home or office,
you can bring light into your world instantly with *363#.
Q-Power, lighting your world.
QCell Sunyabus.
We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. Dealt with the African proverb there already. So head right onto Facebook or YouTube later on if you happen to miss something, or, you know, catch us up at 12, the repeat of the program. I'm sure it's easier to go on Facebook and on YouTube, but if you can, please do. Now we are on the newspaper review. Ibrahim, what do you have there?
Yes.
Here I have Forea, where it says OIC foreign ministers reaffirm Gambia summit, call on member state to step up support. So is support the problem? I'm not sure. IEC to conduct by-elections for 4 wards in May. And also victim household in Fonyi crisis increased to 1,125. And 3 more candidates withdraw from parliamentary elections, which is normal and expected. And on the editorial, the danger of political illiteracy and what happens when a councillor resigns to stand as a candidate for National Assembly.
Yes, this is the Point newspaper. EWC says political parties are buying voters' cards. And of course, OIC foreign ministers reaffirm support to Gambia summit. IEC announces withdrawals of 2 aspiring NAMs. VC says it makes no decision in releasing 2 junglers. That's what we have on the Point newspaper.
All right, so grab that voice from,
Yes.
from Mar.
Exactly.
Grab it.
Mar
grab it from him.
is busy.
Yes, grab that.
And of course, this is the Voice newspaper. 2 Senegalese arrested in Barawit Park, Keno, with suspected cannabis. And
Right.
of course, APRC determined for return of Jammeh. Barrow to set up commission to investigate rice project. I am tired. Commissions. Another one? Okay. Okay. Victim senders fear release junglers might jump bail. Government ought to hold peace talks between Senegalese government and Casamance rebels. That's what we have on the Voice newspaper.
All right, so Mar, here let's start with the parliamentary elections, because we're aware that 4 ward councillors have resigned because they want to go to the parliament now. So in your own opinion, do you think that is a good idea, considering you are elected for a position to serve for a specific period, and you feel like you see something better and you want to go for that while you are serving? What's your opinion in relation to that? Fine, you are trying to serve the same people in a larger scale, but you were voted in the capacity of becoming a ward councillor. Is this something that you feel should be acceptable?
Yes, I think it should be acceptable in a simple sense that, I mean, you know, when you are elected for a certain position and then you wanted to, you know, vie for another position, you can take leave or resign from that particular position. I think they did the right thing by resigning, and they contest in, you know, other capacity that they wanted to get into. So I think it is totally fine in politics. Sometimes politicians, we've seen in other countries where also, you know, parliamentarians resign to run for governorship elections or to become a mayor. And sometimes they, in fact, resign as a parliamentarian to run for presidential elections. So it's normal in politics. And
but do you think it's moral? You know, something can be kind of normal to you, but maybe then you would say, you know, the person did not complete whatever the person was specifically elected for. How about that opinion?
Morally, also, it is subjective to interpretation.
Okay.
You know, when the people elect you and they maybe perhaps as a councillor, I mean, that's junior on the ladder of the political representative hierarchy. So if the people think you are doing a very good job and they think you should ascend to the highest ladder to serve them better, when they reach out to you and they give you that, how to call it, motivation, morally you can use that as a booster for you to, and motivation for you to go and run for another elective position. Sometimes as well, these councillors, remember, these councillors are more or less like a volunteers, because they only get allowances. They don't get to be paid for the services that they are doing. Only thing that they get is civic allowances, and then these are the councillors also that go back to their wards, going from house to house, making sure that they encourage their constituents to pay their taxes.
Right.
So if the constituents of that particular ward or constituency wanted to push that guy or the woman to ascend to that higher level, then I think it is really acceptable. And perhaps sometimes the frustration, you have a representative and they are not actually doing what they are expected to do. But then the by-election, I mean, obviously that has to happen because of the provision in the Elections Act that anyone that resigns or pass away while holding up these positions at a ward or national assembly or let's say for example local government councils, there's going to be a by-election. But then also remember there's going to be another local government elections in 2023. Just couple of months away. So yeah, I think totally it's fine for such to happen.
Well, at the end of the time, let's take a look at the relationship between councillors and our National Assembly members. I watched the debate on QTV this weekend. We invited the Bundung Ward Councillor, Bundung Kakunda, and I think one Jamme was here. He is also running for the position of the National Assembly, and I think the UDP guy, they were all here. But it's like there is no cordial relationship between these people, you know. Sometimes there are people who don't even know the roles and responsibilities of their councillors. We had a person who came here straight from Latrikunda, complaining of water shortage. You know, we referred him back to their councillor. You know, so the working relationship also matters. You know.
No, yeah, definitely. I think you know, way up at the parliamentary, because the parliamentarians and then the councillors are closer to the people than that of the president. So they are the one that's supposed to roll out the complaints of their constituents. And I think they have to work hand in glove. Both parliamentarians, councillors, and then also these chairmen, right? They have to work together to identify some pressing issues in their constituency, or perhaps all the parliamentarians in a particular region. They work together, identify the most pressing issues in that particular region, take it back to the parliament, and they start debating government policies and budget that are going to address that. But if we working in this loose way, sometimes we just have to be honest. Our politics is such a way that we see everyone as an opposition, right? Oh,
well, that's the problem.
Yeah, Balde was running, and then this councillor was opposing him, and they were campaigning against him. Once Balde is elected, there is no conversation that is going between Balde and that party that is elected. That's not civilized politics. Politics is about business. How do we make sure we get re-elected, but at the same time also satisfying the needs, not all the needs, but the most pressing needs of our constituents. So I think that working relationship.
But you know, sometimes when it comes to these things, we can't judge. For me, I do not agree with Ibrahima by saying that he feels they do not have a relationship because of the debate. You know, it's politics at that point in time. Sometimes you can't use that.
The reason why I said that, because there was a question that was raised by Councillor Jamme.
Okay.
And the current National Assembly member said to him, why didn't you come up with these things? Why are you not open to so that we can work together?
Okay.
You know. So this is where you know. So this is the problem, Mal.
No, yeah, definitely. I think that's the only way that can actually move us forward and then have a more civilized political environment. But we just have to be honest. Sometimes it's very toxic the way we do politics over here, and it's so divisive as well. So I think really, you know, we need to. Parliamentarians actually have to take that leadership by reaching out to their constituents, because they are the hierarchy and they are closer to so many government decisions that are being made that goes through them. So certain decisions, before you actually make them, you have to go and then engage your councillors and then that of your constituents. Perfect example could be that of the Constitution, right? Don't be surprised the reason why we have more people, 252 candidates running for the parliamentary election. The frustrations are really a lot. I mean, you know, and this is really normal in politics.
Yeah, so here on the editorial still, it is talking about how Africa is a mess today because of political illiteracy, and that constitutions have made people foreign, but governments have tried to keep them politically illiterate. So that's what governments are trying to do, just so people do not understand the narrative and they stay there and just continue to put them in power.
And I will tell you, let me tell you one thing. Government coming with more information, it seems like a more harm being caused to them. The more you educate the people about what is happening, the more you become transparent, the more you are likely to be held accountable. So obviously they have to keep people on the dark and in the dark, and you know, especially on public finance, right, and contracting as well. These are things that really are done under the carpet, and I really do not know why the weight on the access to information law to be effective for people to be able to get to know what's really happening about the government transaction. Basically, demanding what you want them to know and not what government want you to know. So I think really that's something that is notorious to African politics.
Right.
Putting people in the dark, doing their things so that they might not have the likelihood to be held accountable.
Yeah, so Ibrahima, you have 2 newspapers there.
Yes. It is said that political parties are buying voters' cards. So I don't know.
Any evidence?
Yes. The Election Watch Committee says its observers have reported witnessing or hearing the buying of voters' cards, use of government vehicles for campaign, as well as distribution of money or gifts items to voters by political parties and candidates during the first half of campaign period in some constituencies.
Yeah, I mean, these are observers. The Election Watch Committees, these are observers that have long-time election observers in the constituencies. So they report on fact-based issues. The things that they identify, obviously, it has to be fact-based, and I'm sure it's really fact-based. And this is something that
allegedly.
But to be honest, I think this is notorious, Bienaba. The buying of voters' card and what we call ASR, that is abuse of state resources, and that's exactly what they have mentioned. This is something that is really, we've seen it in this day and time that we are in, having politicians or our government going to meet the people at the same time doing politics, which is really a violation of Section 222, subsection 15 of the Constitution of the Gambia. But, that's our government. I mean, they do whatever they feel like doing. And I think really we need to push hard, especially the National Assembly. The Constitution is clear about meet the people's store.
Yeah.
It says the president should twice in a year should go and meet the people to understand the conditions of the country and the effect of government policies on the people. That's it, right? Which I think really for me does not make any sense. You have ministers, right, that are working on government policies, not the president's office, although obviously it has to be approved by the cabinet. But there's a lot of wastage of funds going into the meet the people, so that could have been harnessed into developmental projects. And the president, when he goes for meet the people store, what do? You have a huge gathering, people come speak on loudspeaker. What is the report what is the outcome of the engagement? The thing is, you wanted to know what are the conditions, what is been affecting the people, and then you go in and address it in the budget or in government policy. So I think really that's something else that should be really National Assembly that is coming. They need to pass a motion.
Yeah, but when it comes to the ministers, Mar, going with the president, because the president here is going to understand the challenges that people from different constituencies get to suffer. So don't you think there are certain questions that ministers should also come on board to answer? For example, issues of education, issues of health, issues of agriculture, that these are the technical guys, it's not the president. Looking at it at that angle, don't you think it's important that the president is accompanied by the honorable ministers?
I totally disagree with the people's store, and I think
you disagree with the people store as a whole.
As a whole,
okay.
And I think the ministers are the technocrats, right? The president is not a technocrat. The ministers are the one that advises the president on government policies and certain projects that should be introduced to the people. So I think what should be done in terms of what we call open budgeting, the ministries have to go to the people and ask them before they actually appropriate or propose a new budget for the fiscal year. You meet the people and ask them, okay, these are the programs that we have. What are your thoughts on this? They will come and say, well, you wanted to give us, a stadium. We are really in need of a rice mill factory, right? So why not save that money and then, flush it into the establishment of that rice milling factory, and then you're going to have people that are going to be employed.
But Mar, globally, we have presidents touring, visiting cities, visiting towns. To see for themselves, to ensure the electorates feel them.
See the progress.
That gives them the boost to ask the right question.
Yeah, but see the progress of government projects.
Okay.
Right? And then, if you go to other countries, it is not sometimes the president who directly engage the people. In countries like the United States, you have what we call city halls. and the governor, I mean the councillors, and then that of the, how to call it, the mayors, have a direct conversation with the people.
Yeah, but that is because of the structure there.
Yeah, exactly. So I think for me, now look at the Meet the People store. Tell me the achievements that are going to be registered from the Meet the People store, except the fact that the president is campaigning on behalf of the people that are running on NPP ticket, using government resources. You understand? Which also creates a level on how to call it. It does not create a level playing field.
Yeah.
Right, and also it is a violation of the Elections Act, and I said this before, because the Elections Act made it clear that you should not use state resources to campaign for, or you should not use state resources for political propaganda, and the Constitution also made it clear that the Meet the People store is for this purpose. Go and look at the conditions that the people are living in and the effect of government policies on our people. And for me, I think that is a wastage of resources, because at the end of the day, look at the timing as well. What they do is before the parliamentary elections.
Yeah, my problem, Mar, is that you do not agree with
I
the whole
totally
Meet the
do not
People
agree
talk.
with the Meet the People store. I
Even
think
if
it's
it's done as per the Constitution.
I mean, yes, because I think it is a wastage of resources. There is a structure in terms of building up government policies and also building up how to call it, a budget. There are technocrats that should go and then meet the people and then ask them.
So you're saying the president should not go down to his people?
Well, what I'm saying, I'm totally disagreement. I mean,
because that is his opportunity of going down to his.
Well, going down to the people, he has a lot of opportunities that he could.
What opportunities apart from a structured Meet the People talk?
No, is it a structured one? It's
no,
not.
I'm just. We are putting the. You know, we are putting the current status quo aside and looking at the Meet the People talk in general, because you said you do not agree.
I totally do not agree. Yeah, I do not agree in. You're using James word, right? I totally disagree with the Meet the People talk. I think really it's a wastage of resources. The sectors, they are the ones that should be meeting the people. The president has a lot of platforms in meeting the people and talking to the people directly.
What are you suggesting?
You have the media that you wanted to talk to the people, and then as well you have your governors down there, right? That should be meeting the people and then reporting back.
But how about the media? What about the ones that do not have access to electricity?
It's the government's role to make them have access to electricity.
Yeah, but what if it's not available at this point in time? It's the narrative, and there's nothing we can do.
As to save that money that's been wasted on Meet the People store and then invest in that so that they can have electricity.
So you do not feel that the person down there, that child, far, should not, you know, have that interaction with the president to at least give them that, you know, sense of belonging?
How do they interact with the president? Normally, the child, they don't have the opportunity. They just wave and then sit under the hot sun, eat food, and then they will leave. The people go to these how to call it sessions. They talk. Obviously, sometimes there are some reasonable people that actually weed out their issues, and the government comes in and then make, how to call it, promises. And I could recall there was one that the government made in Nyomi, when they said they're going to lay in the foundation for the Bara to Banjul bridge in January 2019. Did we see the foundation? Did we?
No.
So really, I think really it's just some
well,
laws that Jammeh how to call it, architects, you understand, so that they use it as an opportunity for political activities instead of really doing the work. Because if you meet the people and the people tell you what their concerns are, right, you have to be really realistic what is achievable based on the funds that you have. So I think really I do not agree with the Meet the People store, and I feel
even if it's done right.
I mean, I do not agree. I think that provision should just be taken off from the Constitution, and there are so many platforms that you can engage with the people.
Okay, Mar, I think the debate will continue. So actually, a debate,
well,
you know, I will call it a debate, but an interesting conversation here as to this. But you know, like I mean, it should be open. It should be open. So if you're watching from Facebook and on YouTube, probably you can also give us your, you know, your comment or your opinion as to what you think about Meet the People tours, and should it exist, or we should just remove it totally, like Matt is saying here. Thank you so much, Matt Nyang, for joining us on the Newspaper Review. Always good to have you here. And moving on, we are taking a look at World Autism Acceptance Week, which is from the 28th of March to 3rd April. And we're joined by the Autism Society here shortly. Miss Aji Gas Jara, founder, as well as Mamadou Ngom, PRO, will join us soon to take us through some of the activities that they have ahead of the Autism Week. We'll be right back.
ila nyantolum preji kendomi annun ji senango adabe hadama dungula baluwole kono annun hadama dunga fengo fengo dundi akono kono ayanda ke ku senango ayke kuti mi yalo ko ata hadama dung mantora madungul one stop water solutions limited ibi jande gambia banko kan annun ye fitarole natal mi yalo ko isala jiol kende andi anu isa senen inatale pour ka ji kendo ji senango natale gambia banko kan jio mi yalo ko atal mantora la annun jio diata baki one stop water solutions limited ye fitarole natal mi yalo ko alse muna fangano la alla pompol isala jiol tente ya senendi coming alla fala nyame naketa pompoti bang abo holo fo nawek la pipe wala a filter sifa o sifa one stop solutions ya natalele 10-inch filter set of 3 ya sotalele filter mi yalonko acidiota aya tenteng natara bankole ba kono fa kenyo wala kankan be bije sa be bon filter fana member ko 12-inch set of 3 filter mi yalonko acidiota aya dada aya senendi mense beta alla jata kendato fana sotale CTO block carbon filter o fana mu filter mi yalonko asi chemical o bonnino jiol kono le mense beta alla jata kendea filter mum boko CTO block carbon mensi jiola chemical be bondi akono pour alla jata kendea sa hen nim filter sabol be kili wo kili na pansundoku na wata tankol fanan sotali kabrim 500 5000 fokata 10000 liters plumbing fittings fanan be mol bulle alsimol tarano sukuta highway mariama kunda johnson wala isimol kubandi 505 5691 796 8270 one stop water limited solutions inatale ka jiko be sonende gambia banko.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Begin your SUV life. S-Pass Motors, the new authorized dealer for Kia. Visit us today or call us on 3522 222 353 2222.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. And now we head right on to discussing the Gambia Autism Awareness Week 2022. And we're joined by Miss Aji Gas Jara, founder, as well as Mamadou Ngom, PRO of the Autism Society. It's always good to connect again. It's been 3 years of having to consistently report on the Autism Awareness Week, and it's such an honor that it's something that is a part of me now.
True.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so what should we look forward to ahead of this year's Autism Week?
Thank you, Jennifer. As usual, awareness, you know, acceptance, our theme for this year, especially after this COVID pandemic, you know, post-pandemic awareness campaign. So you look forward to having seen a lot of changes, especially coming into the campaign, basically through schools and organizations. So this year you'll be seeing a lot of changes when it comes to training as well, and more partnerships and involvement in the Gambian public. So there's a lot to look forward to this year.
Yeah, you talked about COVID-19, Ibrahima here.
Yeah.
So tell us, how has the COVID-19 affected the whole process? You know, talking about acceptance coming out from a COVID-19 pandemic.
It slowed us down a bit, you know, like everyone all over the world. So since 2019, I think the last one we had was 2019. 2020 we missed it. Luckily last year we had one,
Yes.
but on a low scale
Yeah.
because of the pandemic. So we didn't go viral. We had a little gathering in Bakau
Yeah.
at the Upper Basic. So it impacted us a lot, you know, slows us down. But behind the scenes we were doing some work, and luckily we came out great. You know, 2021, we managed to get our collaboration with education, even though through the pandemic we've been doing on the ground work.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing that came out of it. And we managed to work towards our autism center in Burford, which was another good thing. And that was opened this year, 2022. So Alhamdulillah, it wasn't very easy, but we were, you know, pulling through slowly but surely.
Well, I mean, I know most people out there will be interested to know what this is, autism. Can you take us through what does it do to an individual, and what are the types we have, and how do you take care of this?
Yes, in a nutshell.
Okay.
Uncle.
Yes.
Uncle
Whose
will take
question
us
is
there.
that?
Yes, Uncle's
Uncle
question.
Mr. Gum.
Let's start
Yeah.
with the PR.
We'll take us through that in a nutshell.
Autism is not a disease. It is a condition. You know, it is mostly congenital. When I say congenital, I mean you are born with it. Sometimes you get it through experience, through silly little accidents. But you know, it is actually what we in our communities are not very, you know, conscious about. We are not aware, and we are even where we have one of our brothers or sisters, you know, living with the condition, we are not very sympathetic to it. You know, mostly what happens is we call them, we say to them, ki dafa toy, you know, or ki dafa embody, or ki mutut, you know. These are the, you know, descriptions that we give to them. And it is unfortunate because we are not very sympathetic to each other. And you know, it is, we are still, you know, very much into the stage of awareness of autism, you know, but, you know, we want to grow into acceptance. We are struggling to grow into acceptance, but still because of, you know, the culture, the tradition, the people we live with them and we don't know them. But anyway, autism, you know, has it is the condition in which the person, you know, finds it uneasy to cope with other people. You know, he would rather, you know, sit aside, you know, but not only that, even his or her playmates may think, he, you know, is not the kind of person who can play with us. You know, it is actually a question of individual difference.
All right.
You see, you know, it is not that they are not human beings. They are our children. They came from us, and maybe even the condition was adopted from is a genetic you know thing. Yes, you know, and it may even be within me, the parent.
Yes,
you know, and yes,
it can be of different forms.
Yes,
and how do you handle this? I mean, if you know a child is suffering from this. How do you handle it? Because most people don't know. I mean, I think with the way society act on certain people can lead them to certain things.
This is it. This is the problem, because once you are autistic, you live in our communities, you find it difficult to survive, because the sympathy, the love, the acceptance that you need. You know, this is what you cannot get from your brothers and sisters. You know, they see you as just another person. You know, but everybody is different. So what we do actually is to try to coop them into, you know, into the family, into the community, into the country. You know, because they may not be as normal as we are, as we call it, because normality is just a cultural eventuality. You see, I am normal because I can cooperate with you, I can talk with you as normal, but it doesn't mean that you are more human than I am.
Right.
If I am not, if I cannot do it.
Yeah, that is true, Mr. Ngom. So
Some autistic people are the most intelligent people.
Right.
Some of them are the richest people in the world. You know, you see, because I think what actually happens is that the mind, is focused on one particular thing, and other, qualities, mental qualities, may go down below this particular one. That anyway, actually, as you said,
So,
they need
they need extra attention. So due to time constraints, that's why we're just trying to do this. But then, you talked about coming with a center that opened early this year. So I just want to understand the structure of the center and how it will benefit autistic patients in the country.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Like Mr. Ngom, the PRO, just mentioned, autism is a developmental condition basically that affects the way a person interacts in society and communicates. So with the Autism Society in the Gambia, our work is to build research, raise awareness and embrace acceptance. So over the past few years, we've been working really hard to get this through. Luckily, Gambians came on board. So the center is basically a place where it's like a respite area center where we can have children that are identified with signs and symptoms of autism can come and learn. We will teach them. Not full syllabus, but like a structured program to just see, to identify them, put them on the program for when we have our experts to come through into the Gambia for diagnosis, because this stage is just a research process stage. So when we have our experts to come through, we can say, okay, these are the people identified in the Gambia, because it's a huge task. We've not covered the length and breadth of Gambia yet, even though we've just started, but it's just a quarter gone. So the whole idea for them is to have a space where they can feel inclusion. They can spend a whole day with activities, fun activities, learning, where they'll be able to learn as well. Some of them cannot write, some of them cannot draw, some of them are interested in what they want to do. For example, they're interested in mechanic, carpentry. So we have those kind of things in place where we will train them slowly but surely. Those that are non-verbal, we'll be mirroring them. We'll be taking them through processes of non-verbal communication, through activities like, for example, if they roll a ball, we roll a ball with them. If they throw a ball, we throw a ball with them. So those kind of little things, even though some of them are in schools right now, but they're mixed, So we try at the center to put them on a program that they'll be following, particularly for them individually. Because most of them, they cannot be mixed.
Okay, so where's the money coming from for this project?
That's a very important question.
Self-funded.
Okay.
That is the issue.
At present, it's self-funded. Even though when it comes to World Autism Day, April, we tend to reach out to stakeholders, partners and stuff. Not partners, sponsors for a little help, which they do tend to contribute. But because of the pandemic, I know things are hard. So this year we've been struggling a lot. We're still struggling, but we still push it because it's a task we took up ourselves. So we have to keep going. Even though we haven't got the funds, we still have to keep pushing. As little as we can, even if it's just to come out and, cheer them up and just raise our voices and say, hey, let's accept autism, we're going to do it.
So when you say self-funded, coming from your pocket?
That's straight.
Yes.
Directly. Let me talk about that. Let me talk about that because I know. People have different passions in life. I think she has a passion to see people, happy. To see them, emerge within the community, happy, playing nice, That's her passion. And because of her sympathy for these people who, we call toy people, she came up with this idea, alone, by herself. And for the past many years, was it since 2017, she's been funding it alone. Now, we have come to a stage where, she's finding it difficult because of, as we said, COVID-19 has done a lot of harm to us, a lot of damage to us. So we are calling upon people, people who have, you know, philanthropists, people who can help us. Let them come.
Okay.
Let them come. Let them come and help us. This is something that everybody in this country can benefit from.
Okay.
In fact, we have extended our promotion up to the Upper River.
Amazing.
And we have identified, you know, kids.
Well, I wanted to ask that question.
Yes.
Yes.
We have extended, and you know, all we need now is to get the expertise. She is a layman. She's intelligent, but you know, we need people who have been trained. We need to establish a clinic, kind of, you know, in our center, a clinic where you know the expert would sit, you know, diagnose, you know, and prescribe for the person living with the condition. You know, this is exactly what we need.
All right. Yeah, so I think we apologize for some of the images that just came up that are not connected to. We just saw something that's not connected to. We apologize for that. But moving on, we want to talk about. We want to talk about the Autism Week finally. You can just get to wrap up on that.
Yes, great. With the Autism Week, basically that started yesterday, the 28th. We had our opening at the center, and basically today and tomorrow we have a march past, not a road show, basically. You know, just to call on people to come out and join the work on the 31st. That's the main event. Usually it's the 2nd of April, but because of Ramadan, so we didn't want to clash the whole thing. We pushed it because the whole week, so we can choose any date and commemorate the World Autism Day. So the 31st is when we have the march past, when we'll invite the police band, schools, and luckily we've partnered with education, so schools will be coming out as well, as usual, even before partnering with them. So still, it's a good thing. And refreshments and a conference will be held to elaborate more on the work that the society has been doing. We know the TV programs, you know, with the limited time, we cannot go deep into everything that we're doing. Some things we even tend to forget because there's a lot that's going on. So during the conference, we'll have that time to have speakers and autistic people that we, like, some of them are like formally diagnosed, some of them are just identified to come in, and then we show them to the public, and then we just discuss some of the characteristics of signs and symptoms and the support we gave them. And then at the center, what we do for parents and professionals, teachers, what we give them at the center, the support they can have, the respite and all of that will be enlightened.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh, sorry, one last thing. The last 3 days, from the 1st to the 3rd, is the training program for teachers and professionals. It's a good thing, because when you want to call on to people to come out and fight a cause, they have to be equipped.
Right.
So that's what we're taking the initiative to give them a whole day training, expert virtual training from the Autism Society in the UK. Will be broadcasted live at the center, so they can join in and learn a lot about autism.
Thank you so much.
We are extremely grateful to QTV.
Yes.
We are calling you to be partners.
Yes.
We are.
Yeah, but I think QTV has been doing well. We are like, it's not an official partnership, but the partnership is there. Because I can remember I started covering you guys from 2018.
17.
Actually, 2017. No, 2018. Yeah, it's 2018. That's when QTV started.
That's right.
So it's been since 2018, and then we had the other one in 2019,
21,
and I was at the 2021.
And it's not just the covering as well. They did provide us with a banner. 1 year as well.
And all of
they
that.
support.
So
QTV.
So it's not official, but we're there.
Of course.
We're there. Yes.
Let's officialize it now.
Okay. Do the right thing.
Mr. Balde.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Welcome.
So we'll go for I can see he's a financial, you know. That so we will now go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be taking a look at the Inter-Party Committee's youth wing, women's wing, not youth wing, women's wing, taking a look at National Assembly elections. We will be right back.
want it, order for it, and pay quickly using QuickPay on the QMoney platform. With great technology comes ease and convenience. Get a glimpse of what a comfortable life is with QMoney by dialing *323# now. Call 133 for more information. QMoney, Sunyu Kalpe.
Everything I touch turns into light. I am the light at the end of the tunnel, and my technology is the answer. I am the happiness in your life. I keep you connected, and I am Q-Power. I am QCell. I am Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Call 111 for more information.
Light. From the beginning of time, light has been there.
It is integral to our survival and to our way of living.
We need light to work,
To build,
to grow things, and even to see our loved ones.
light makes things easier and better.
So QCell has changed the way you buy Q-Power to make it easier and more accessible.
You can now access the same service quickly and get your Cash Power tokens instantly with the new QCell Q-Power code.
To light up your world, simply dial *363#.
With a touch of your fingers,
With ease and convenience from the comfort of your home or office,
you can bring light into your world instantly with *363#.
Q-Power, lighting your world.
QCell Sunyabus.
We innovate, others follow.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and now we're heading right onto a discussion relating to the inter-party committee, the youth, the women's wing. So do not, I'm just emphasizing on youth. Do not beat me up. You know, it's normal that I'm youth.
It's not youth dialogue.
It's not youth dialogue. It's the women's committee.
Yeah.
It's the women's wing of the inter-party
But it's all
committee.
the same thing. It's your thing.
Yes, but I mean, they are there for the youth as well. I'm aware when
Absolutely.
it comes to the work that they do. Thank you so much for joining us, Fatou Salah Job, as well as Fatou Jala, co-chairpersons of the women's wing of the inter-party committee. Yes, just to start with, what have you been up to now that we're in an election cycle, taking a look at National Assembly? What have you been doing?
Yeah, thank you very much. I am Fatou Jallo, Inter-Party Women's Wing, co-chair.
Right.
Yeah, we have been having meetings with women, going to see the candidates, talk to them, and we are just from a workshop where we call all young women who are very active in politics,
Right.
so that we will tell them the roles and responsibility of women participation in politics,
Right.
and also the importance of us having representation in the House, because we've seen already that when we come to representation, and the side of women is very low.
Right.
So we want to, as long as the election cycle is concerned, women are around 53 or 54%.
Right.
the voter registration. So we see to it that if we can vote the president to be in his office, what are we waiting for as women? We want to see the women representation in the house to be to multiply, because we have only 3 out of 53. So that is a low representation. So we are advocating, talking to the women, the importance of women in the house, so that they will know. Because if you don't sensitize them, some people, they don't take parliamentary election to be a very important election. They feel it's only presidential election that is important. But parliamentary election is important as well, because the parliamentarian is going there to represent you, to fight for you, so that what you want, you will get it. So if you don't have the parliamentarian, the government, the president will not work. The parliament is there to dictate the president to do what is expected of him. But if we don't have the women there to represent us, to talk to to defend the women or stand by the women and fight for our rights, you know, the women empowerment is just going to be a story, or just going to be a lip service work. That is women empowerment, but at the end of the day, nothing will come out of it. So we are trying very well as Wobi co-chairs to meet with all the women across the country, not only in the Greater Banjul area, but even at the rural areas.
Okay, so when you say you're meeting women, are you talking about women politicians or just generally to ensure that the women are voted in? Like a general sensitization for people to vote for women?
We're meeting women politicians. From there, we divide ourselves into groups. The women politicians in the WUBIC, to go down to the grassroots and meet the women at the grassroots level, to talk to them, so that they will know the importance of this parliamentary election, the importance of women being in this parliament, so that they will all come out in their numbers and vote for the women, not looking at the party side. It is not party politics, it's about women representation. Let them not look at the party, but let them look at the woman itself, and we all know that the woman is there to represent Gambian women. Let us vote for the woman.
Yes, you mentioned something very important. I mean, meeting the women, I mean, to at least let women know the importance of women being in the National Assembly, not only in the National Assembly, but also the cabinet.
Sure.
But do you think you people can do that alone without the involvement of party heads? You know, when you talk about women in politics, it has to do with parties too. I mean, they have to give women the chance at least to lead. They have to give women the chance to be in front, in the forefront, to be voted for. You know, the politics in the Gambia is very sad when you look at the way, the manner it works. I mean, we only select people that we want to be in front and lead us, and we leave the women. And women participate a lot when it comes to presidential and other elections.
Right, yes.
So, are you involving all these party leaders?
Yeah, you know the way IPC works. IPC is the interparties of all, it incorporates all the political parties registered on the IEC. Whatever and every political party has a representation, the representative there. So whatever we discuss in our level, we have to send it back to the political party leaders for them to approve it. If it is fine with them, then we go ahead. If it is not fine with them, we look at another option or another solution to that issue. So we normally talk to the political parties to make sure that they bring in their young women to participate in politics, so that they will be going for these political positions. Because if you want to be a minister, or you want to be a National Assembly member, or a local government a councillor, you have to be in the political system. If you are not there, it's very hard for you to be in the on the board. So we are advising political parties to make sure that they bring up women, because normally women are only given women mobilizer position. When you say cooking is women, when you say asobi is women, the dancing, the clapping is women. But when it comes to position, it is always a problem, and that's what we want to break now. We want to be party leaders. Yes.
But Mrs. Jallow, if there's a damage, the damage has been done. If there is, because all the selection has been done, the nominations have closed. So, Mrs. Juke, what is your assessment of currently the women we have vying in different constituencies as we speak?
Okay, as you have already said, thank you very much. So, as she has rightly said, our political parties are always giving the male sex folk the lead. So this barrier is what we are looking for, so that we'll break it out.
Okay.
What a man can do, a woman can do, definitely. And the woman is the best leader, the best manager. So where responsibilities are, let them give the women the opportunity to lead. Because if you come to management, finance, especially finance, this is the problem. If you assign two individuals, a man and a woman, you give them certain positions, the same position concerning finance, the woman will come out first. So we as co-chairs, we are heading to meet already those in place, because we have about 19 of them.
Right.
And we are going to deal with those who are already registered.
Okay.
You have to be, your party should be registered political
Under the
IPC. Yes, not only independent, but under the IPC.
Okay.
And we will reach all these women with their communities, encourage them so that they vote for these women to be in parliament.
Okay.
Because if the women are not there and you don't have the proper representation in parliament, whatever your voice is or whatever your problem is, it will never be tackled.
Yeah, but Mrs. Joe, what do you have to say in relation to the fact that there's a belief that women vying for this National Assembly constituencies, their caliber is not high enough to handle this position? What do you have to say in relation to that?
There is nothing like high caliber. If they are given the opportunity, they will upgrade themselves, those that are in need. And those that are not capable, they will have to do at least a certain courses to lift their educational backgrounds and their knowledge on education and their responsibilities. So those that they are going to vote in will go in and know exactly what their communities need, represent them properly, and be at the decision level.
We have few weeks to the National Assembly election. So what are some of the activities that you people are doing? I'll prefer Mrs. Jallo to answer that. What are the activities at the moment?
Yeah, the activities at the moment is one of what we are doing here to sensitize the people over TV so that they will know that it is high time for women to stand up and tighten their belts and fight for their fellow women to be in these positions. And the other one is we are going outreach. We are making outreach, going back to the community, discussing with people. We make some banners and some flyers just to inform the grassroots level of what is happening. And also we have a package for some for the candidates where we will go and meet them and support them, give them a support financially.
Yeah. So, and again, I'll come back to you, Mrs. Job, here about the same issue, about the reason why certain people feel that they don't want to put women there. Don't you think the advocacy should continue after this particular election cycle because of the change that is required for people to actually accept this, to convince the educated women to be there? Because the argument is that the ones that they want to see there, the caliber they are looking for, they are not seeing it. That's the argument from the society. And they're the ones who will vote in. And it's a democracy. So what do you think can be done to ensure the sustainability of the whole process to changing mindsets?
The sensitization should be a continuation process. It's not only going to stop here, because we have a lot of women who have that high caliber, but one way or the other, they don't want to participate in politics, because at cases when a woman is very engaged in politics, you have a lot of stigma. They will associate you with a lot of things that will pull you down. So these are some of the reasons that might put these women not to even talk about politics. And politics is everywhere. So if you don't participate, so the wrongs that are happening, you cannot correct it. So those who are up there and they are well, they are advanced, they are well, how will I frame it again, educated, and they are aware, their awareness is they should support those under, and then pave the way, lead as example, then those behind will also follow suit. Because if we leave everything within the men folk, it is not going to work.
All right, thank you so much for joining us on the program, and and we're wishing you good luck, and it's good to know that you'll be providing some financial support to these women because they definitely need it. Just the financial burden is one thing that gets to prevent women from actually taking political roles. So we will follow the progress of your work, and looking forward to what you'll be able to achieve, and good luck. There are 19 women. We don't know, how many will be able to survive the heat. I'll call it heat, considering the long-standing biases and stereotypes. Thank you so much for the work that you do. We will now go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll head right on to the Click segment. We'll be right back.
I am the light goddess. Everything I touch turns into light. I am the light at the end of the tunnel, and my technology is the answer. I am the happiness in your life. I keep you connected, and I am Q Power. I am QCell. I am Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Call 111 for more information.
Begin your SUV life. S-Pass Motors, the new authorized dealer for Kia. Visit us today or call us on 3522 222 353 2222.
Want it? Order for it and pay quickly using QuickPay on the Q Money platform. With great technology comes ease and convenience. Get a glimpse of what a comfortable life is with Q Money by dialing *323# now. Call 133 for more information.
Light. From the beginning of time, light has been there.
It is integral to our survival and to our way of living.
We need light to work,
To build,
to grow things, and even to see our loved ones.
light makes things easier and better.
So QCell has changed the way you buy Q Power to make it easier and more accessible.
You can now access the same service quickly and get your cash power tokens instantly with the new QCell Q Power code.
To light up your world, simply dial *363#.
With a touch of your fingers,
With ease and convenience from the comfort of your home or office,
you can bring light into your world instantly with *363#.
Q Power, lighting your world.
QCell Service.
We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that break. Now let's click. Are we ready to click?
Yeah, we're ready to have fun today, man.
All right.
Good morning, guys. I'm Skengman Sweezy, and I'm about to have fun in the studio with me today. My guest is K-Max. Welcome to the show, bro.
Yo, thanks a lot, bro.
It's a pleasure, man.
I'm K, and I'm a music performer.
Yeah.
So we'll get right into it.
For real, man. It's about to go there, man. But I over Lahunak.
Why isn't I'm just working on my things like projects going down right now.
Yeah.
And you know, lately that's what I've been busy on.
Yeah.
I just want to get done with my EP and then, you know,
so a lot of people know you as a member of Swagman Sakunda.
Yeah, most
and now you're
definitely.
doing your thing on the low, man.
Most definitely.
Let's deep into that. Let's go into that.
Yeah, for one or two reasons, the group is no more, so everybody's going solo right now. So the tough guy traveled to Denmark.
Okay.
So, you know, that was actually one of the main reasons why we just, you know, get down to being solo. But then, you know, everybody's okay with it, so we just have a discussion with it, and then, you know, we're all down going solo, so this is why we're all doing our projects differently.
Okay, but you guys still vibe together as well?
Yeah, sure. We sometimes go out together, do things together, so.
So what have you been up to actually? Because I know you've not been releasing song for like a year now, if I could say.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For a year sort of.
My last song was like
songs.
I Know. After the I Know,
Yeah.
I shoot a video with it. Then I start working on my EP, which is actually like 5 songs. But none of the songs are released yet, so I'm starting to release after Ramadan immediately, inshallah.
Yeah. So let's talk about you as an artist.
Yeah.
You know, you've been in the crew. It worked out for you actually, and now you're being alone. So what are you facing actually as an artist right now? You being alone, not part of a team like before.
I mean, like, you know, music is very deep. When you have like a group to work with, like it's way easier. Like you can see there's a lot of struggles that you would not do, like let's say when it comes to writing the songs.
Yeah.
You know, I will not participate alone. Like I'll have people helping me. If I'm stuck, I'll have somebody telling me, okay, this is it, do it this way, do it that way. But when you're doing it alone, like it's so different. Like you have to just pull out every word like all by yourself.
You need time to work on every
single thing. You know what I'm saying? So this is the point. So at the end of the day, like when a song has to take you like 3 minutes to get done, you take like 2-3 days to get it done.
Exactly.
Because it's just you alone.
Yeah.
And then you have to pull everything out, you know, to make it perfect. So it's crazy.
Yeah, so you guys were one of the favorite artists from Bakau when you guys were together. I keep saying you guys because you guys were really powerful when you were together,
most
you know.
definitely. No,
like
right.
you have the fans all over the Gambia, if I could say. When you're on stage, it's Maza, everywhere is always on fire as well, man.
Sure.
You guys were one of the favorite artists in Bakau, and now you're doing music alone, and the other guy is doing music alone as well. Are you guys still having the support that you used to have before?
Yeah, the support is there. You know, basically like the group, like it's just one of the best group in Bakau.
Exactly.
But then the group is no more, and still we are trying to, you know, do to the best of our ability to making sure like we get the fans what they wanted. You know what I mean? So with the step that we are taking, I guess like the fans will really understand it is what it is, but then we're still doing what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So for now, you're working on a project, which you said it yourself, you're working on an EP.
Yeah.
I think it's a 5 song, like you said, I don't know, 5 or 7 sort of.
Sure.
So are you having any collabos on the EP that you're working on?
I already recorded one with Sihu Yafa.
Okay.
And the other one is not yet done, so I'm not gonna say who I'm gonna put on there. But then actually I have like 2 collabos there.
Okay.
But one with Sihu Yafa is already, you know, we do a video on it, and then we start sending it on Instagram, on our stories and everything, so people start loving it straight away. You know what I mean? So I got a lot of love from that short video. You know what I mean? So that was huge for me.
Okay. Like you said you have only Sihu Yafa on the EP for now.
Yeah.
Who are the other artists that you have in mind that you want to bring on board?
I mean, the EP, I just want to focus on me a lot. You know what I mean? So I want to just do these 5 songs, telling my fans that I'm still coming, I still get something. So from there, then I get straight to my album or whatever I want to do.
Okay.
But then, you know, this, I don't want to have too much people getting into the songs, you know, so because it's only 5.
Yeah.
So if I have 5 and then start giving it out to people, then that means I'm not doing my part in the EP.
Exactly.
So I want to be the main person in the EP so that the people can see me for who I am and then, you know, appreciate me for what I'm doing.
So we're going for a quick music video by K-Max, and when we're back, we continue the interview, man.
Do that.
Watch this one.
Girl, you mad at me. I know you mad at me, yeah. Girl, you mad at me. Ndingalone kwe comfort and kamale. I'm a 40, yeah. Ninya meje, mukasino no ninya meje. you know I do. Yeah, it's not in my fault, baby boo. Baby girl, you a piece of mind. I will walk for 1,000 miles. You my cross and a friend of mine. They no be lie. Baby girl, you a piece of mind. I will walk for 1,000 miles. You my cross and a friend of mine. They no be lie.
Yeah, man, that's K-Max, man, for real, man. This video is a year old, but it still look new to me, actually.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the video and the concept itself, the song, man. Because I'm seeing my one and only girl in the video doing her thing.
Yeah.
You made me believe I'm your one and only girl.
Okay, she's the second one.
Okay.
You're the first. So let's talk
I mean,
about
I think
this.
you guys should go for a commercial break because you need to talk this one on low.
No, obviously.
Have you seen the way he's looking at him?
Men are fooling women.
Obviously, we're gonna start it out after this.
Yeah,
I'm not, she's my one and only.
On a commercial break.
She's my one and
Who's that baby on the video?
Excuse me?
That one is a friend, though. But she's my one and only.
She looks nice, though.
She's nice, of course, man. So
But nice video,
nice video, man.
Yeah, the song is basically a love song.
Yeah.
A love on the other side, like, you know, she's mad at you and then you're trying to convince her like it's not your fault. You know, something happened, but then, you know, basically it's not your fault that it happens, and then, you know, she's taking it the wrong way, and then you're trying to just make her
understand.
No, kinda. Just kinda. Mom nung ko gisee like.
For your public figure.
Is it a true story or is it just a song, storytelling sort of?
Like,
I
mean, you know, anything that I put on, like, it's basically because I see it somewhere or it happens to me.
Okay, but does this happen to you actually?
No, I think it happens to a friend.
It happens to a friend.
Kinda.
And what do you want to tell a friend actually? I know that friend is you. Obviously, I know the friend is you.
Love is love, so, you know,
obviously,
like,
we all fell in love, to be honest.
so sometimes we just take it too hard, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But then, you know, when you just think about it, like, when somebody loves you, they will not want to hurt you for like just like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There must be a very strong reason for them doing it. So you just have to sit back, relax, and think about everything.
Yeah, and K-Max, you about to drop your EP, like you said, man. What are you expecting from now to the end of the year, as an artist, actually, and what improvement do you want to see in your career as well?
I mean, what I was yesterday is not the same K with today that you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, I try to develop myself musically, like push myself to any level. Like, if I had to just
obviously, K-Max, let's stop it. We're running out of time, man. Mariam, give me the beat. Let's do something before we go. And we're saying bye-bye. We're gonna close with a beat, man.
Give him the
Shout out to my brother Dels. He's doing a big Gambino 220. The album is about to come out, though. Watch out for Dels, man. He's about to disturb the nation. Now we're going with the beat, man. Mariam, the beat. Let's go.
Give us the beat.
Let's wrap up with our beat and freestyle. Yeah.
Can we get a little volume on it?
Volume.
Kendo manyaka lo faida puri mahara nola oge. Kendo manyaka lo faida puri mahara nola call you Maya. I'm so rose like a flower, father mother you like Adam and Eva. I remember times I pray. Well, hey, I'm with Kyle. I wanna laugh out louder. Nigga, it sound crazy, you are kinda little bit shower. Hey, it's my time, not my hour. Yo, it's kinda. Can we just change the beat, or I just freestyle on my own, because this beat is not working.
Okay.
That's not the type of rap we're not doing it. We're singing.
We're cool with it, man. We're cool with it. But we're running out of time, man. We're gonna have him back in the studio.
You see, a few years ago,
Yeah.
I think it's Swag Mansakunda.
Exactly, it was Swag
From
Mansakunda.
Bakau.
Yeah.
They used to be my number one. I mean, he knows.
Why man
I
group
did-
Gambia? Look
I
at
did
group Gambia.
most of their shows. But I mean, when you talk about Swag Mansakunda, this is the face you see all the
Why
time.
look at group
Look
Gambia?
at the picture you have.
Look at group Gambia. Munta muje lu hell.
I mean, basically, because some kunega has our own feeling, and you know, sometimes when you are doing too much, like it's crazy. Like he says, when you say Swagman Secondary, it's only my face that you see.
Man, waxuma ko de anyway. Bu ba ya ko wa duma ko. So demé nga dem dila ko fofu. Ñun waxon ko fi nga enu ko.
It's not for me, man.
Anyway,
it's not for
thank
me.
you so much.
Yeah,
I appreciate
so
it.
much, Buba Skeng, for that.
Yeah,
and
man.
good luck. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that is all we have time for. Till we come your way tomorrow with another interesting edition.
dafa bokk ci dunni doomu aadama te biir kat amul seetu waral na lépp lu fay dugg dafa war a doon li nga xamante ne ni lu indil doomu aadama bi loraange ci wàllu wérugu yaram One Stop Water Solution Limited ñu ngi fii ci biir réew taxaw temm fexe pour gis ne doomu aadama bu ne di nga naan ndox moo xamante ne ni ndex mu sell te wóor la ndax indil nañ leen ay xeetu filtres yi nga xamante ne ni mun ngeen koy jëfandikoo ci seeni pompe yi ci biir réew moo xam booxool ngay jëfandikoo wala pompe nawek yi ne bépp xeetu filtre bi nga xamante ne ni dina la indil wér gu yaram musal la ci loraange amal nañ leen ko ci biir réew am nañ 10-inch filter set of 3 bii nag ñett lay àndal bu ci ne ak li muy liggéey bokk na ci 5 micron pp sediment filter bii nag mooy segg ndox mi ba mu set génne fa lépp li nga xamante ne ni warta ànd ak ndox moomu bala nga koy jëfandikoo GAC granule carbon filter bii nag mooy segg génne lépp lu xeetoog chemical ak organique yi nga xamante ne ñoom ñoo nekk ci biir ndox mi sellal ndox mi ba waral mu soppi li nga xamante ne moom la ndox mi di saf mu soppi cafin gi def ko ndox mu sell te óor CTO block carbon filter bii nag du yem rek ci segg ndox mi sellal ko ba mu sell waaye nag daf koy yokk ay ngéneel yi nga xamante ne ni day baax ci wér gu yaramu doomu aadama bi dëgëral waaye tamit yàggal lool sa yuur wi am nañ tamit 12-inch filter set of 3 boobu it liggéey bu nu mel lay def ñetti filter yépp benn bu nekk ak lu muy liggéey am nañ 10-inch post carbon 10-inch coconut carbon 75 GPD PO1 membrane bi amal nañ leen bépp xeetu water tank tàmbalee ko ci 500 litres 5000 ba ci 1000 litres ak plumbing fittings kon nag mbokk yi bu ngeen buggee naan ndex yu sell te wóor seeti leen One Stop Water Solution Limited suñu makkaan bu mag baa nga foofa ca Sukuta Highway Mariama Kunda Johnson wala nga call ñu ci 505 5691 796 8272 One Stop Water Solution Limited ndox mu set mooy yàggal dund ni doomu